There's an issue here that has also stood out in terms of how the Kenya Kwanza side is arguing as regards why majority of Kenyans now, and I'm not going to call them as mere protesters, are in the street. Opening of the services. One, it would disable minimum again, that people are saying, well, but if you want them opened, we don't have law in this country. You don't have to compel us through the streets. Go to the courts, present your case. If indeed it stands the water, then the courts are going to compel the relevant guys, or you think up the service to open them for you so that you can do whatever it is that you want to do with them. Because in a nutshell, you're not going to overturn an election, which was a democratic process as well, and the courts made their ruling on it. But if you really want to pronounce yourselves on what the courts ruled themselves upon, go back to the same courts. Get off the streets, because you're never going to get that from there. Do they have a point on that one, Elkana, in the sense of, look here, that decision, we can't give it to you. Even us, we're limited to what we can do. Do they have a point on that?
I think to counter your question, I will answer with the main message from the Azimio coalition, being that the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court of Kenya, failed Kenyans. That is their opinion. It is not what Mogaka's opinion is.
Yes.
It is not what the judiciary's opinion is. It is the opinion of Azimio that the judiciary, as it stands, has failed a critical aspect of Kenyans. So rather than seeking a solution from judiciary, they want a political solution now. And how do you bring the politicians to the table? You picket, you protest, you grind services to a halt, you make the powers that be come to you, sit down in the middle, have a discussion, and come up with a solution that will have services restored, will have the dissatisfaction that might be felt from the ruling at the Supreme Court resolved either by a standoff or by a meeting between the head of state and the head of the opposition. Until such a thing happens, it is unlikely that you're going to see Right Honorable Raila stop his protests. If you're telling him to go back to court, he'll tell you, I was there 6 months ago. I did not like what happened. I did not agree with it. I told everyone I did not agree with it. No one heard me. I will now go to the street and cause as much disruption of services as possible so that these people come back to us and tell us, yes, they also see what I saw. Let us discuss and find a clear way out of it so that Kenya can move in tandem. And while he's doing so, he's also seeking to seek a recourse to the issues he found at the judiciary, to the issues that they have with the police and how they're handling their business, to the issues they have with how government is handling its business. They want all of these things put on the table so that they can be discussed and a political solution comes about.
Pretty much. Once we come back from this break, the conversation continues, but now the involvement or the action and inaction from the 6 that have been highlighted here. So far, we've looked at 1 or 2. Once we come back, we continue then looking into these particular cases, but then we drift a little bit and see the blame game that has now ensued between both sides. Because if we see the DPP saying, well, give me the financials. But then there is belief from both sides that what we've seen in the mass protests over the 2 times have happened in the country now since last Monday is that somebody somewhere is financing the riots.